Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? So as you can see from the picture here, we did just load in, so star map isn't. Oh, looks like the star map just came in. Okay, but as you can see, I said it at the end of the last episode that the odds are I'm probably gonna have the gate ship built by the time I start the next episode, and so I do. And I'm thinking about calling it like the porpoise or something like that. Just given how it looks, it's kind of a little streamlined a little bit. It's got a long nose. The purpose of the long nose, by the way, is to get stone, right? And so I've got a couple of large, well, not large, but the higher density storage containers. And that would be where? Yeah, these guys. So these are the tier 3 small storage containers, so they can actually hold a bit more than normal storage containers. We have kind of our cockpit here, kind of all lined in glass, with our main control center here and a couple of subordinate ones over here and over here. And so when I was trying to figure out how to design this thing, I kind of wanted it to be sort of like a fancy bus for like a lot of people. You know what I mean? So this is the main area where you can get in and out of the ship. This is actually the only area that you can get in and out of the ship. So, and that's just shooting at meteors. So we're coming out the side here. And then the one over here is basically the same thing. Looks like we did damage on something. But yeah. So, and then we have a couple of solar panels over on the side. I just have one set of solar panels. Just for a little bit of extra power. Once again, this isn't going to be the main source of power. And then we have a couple of oxygen farms right here. And then you can see that we've got a couple of build and repair units here. We also have a couple of engines in case, for whatever reason, we need power. That's like for emergency use only. So those are going to be off pretty much all the time. We do have some defenses on here, so we have gun, and gun over here, so we've got 3, and it should cover all sides. These 2 can get the bottom, these 2 can get the side, these 2 can get this side, and then all 3 can get the top. So we should be relatively well covered there. In here are sort of like the captain's crew, or the captain's quarters, I guess, and then like over here, which is just kind of like a mirror image, is like the other, like the first mate's quarters, I guess. So they get the most fancy quarters. So you can see they've got a bed, shower, they get their own vent, little tiny desk, and a place to store their stuff. So I do have a gravity generator on here, so we can actually walk around normally. And then we go into this section. And from here on, all of this is vented. And the vent is down here. And this is one of our refineries. There's another refinery just behind it. And these are just basic refineries just for doing stone. I'm not planning on doing anything kind of crazy with this. What is that? Okay, that's the rating station. So I thought that there was another one that popped in about 7 kilometers away, but apparently not. Okay, so anyways, this is kind of like the shower and the bathroom for everyone who's going to be taking this particular ship. And then if we go around this way, we go into the sleeping quarters. And if I turn off the light, you can see that it is actually dark kind of over here. And then we do have this lit here. We have our med station here. So in case anyone needs to recharge or whatever. And then we go over here on this side, and this is one of the... Oh, this is the refinery. Okay. So below this is a bunch of the storage containers. And then we have an additional 4 beds over here. So we could technically have 8 people. So, or 9 people, maybe? 8 people? No, 8 people. So we've got the bed up there. We've got the other bed over here. We've got 2 beds over here. And we've got 4 beds over here. And then, like I said, it is darker over here since this is like the sleeping quarters. And then these beds have a nice view outside. And then if we go into here, this is kind of like the main rec area, I guess. And then this is also where we have our battery system. So it's sort of like a pill 2.0, I guess. So this is going to be kind of like where everyone just kind of chills and hangs out. So we've got a bunch of couches that people can lounge in. We've got a kitchen. We've got a table for making whatever. We've got a little tiny desk right here. vending machine, an actual sort of dining table here, an additional couch over here. And so the idea is to make it like comfortable for the people who are taking the long journeys, even though it's got a jump drive, so it's actually a very short journey, but still, you get what I mean. So they can kind of take the trip in style. They get a nice view of the jump drive here. And then everything in here is sealed, as you can tell by the high O2 and the warm temperature. I put in the glass here sort of like, I don't know, for extra added effect. But since I do need to access this control panel here, I mean, technically I don't, but I do need to access those, or it would be easier for me to access those directly. So that's what that is. Yeah, and that's basically the ship. So we've got, I did figure out the issue with the grinders. So they're actually on a rotor out here. And all I did is I just pushed the rotor head out a little bit, which then got these close enough to the block. The only problem is I think this grinder is going to take out that block too, which could be a problem. But I think up here is sealed outside of that. So even if that loses pressure down there, we're still good up in here. So I'm not too worried about that. And then down below here, we have a half block because this was getting rid of that if it was a full block. So half block, it doesn't get rid of it. So these are close enough to take out all of those when they're fully depleted. And yeah, so that's kind of what this looks like. It's relatively easy to get around. Also, to get up to the captain's quarters, you can go over here. So like I said, they have their own little thing here. And apparently, yeah, I set those to depressurize because I still hadn't sealed this area off yet. This should be sealed, right? Yeah, area is sealed. Okay. So why is it still blowing? It's weird. Okay, anyways. So we're gonna hop in here. And then it's the same thing over here. I probably have to turn this one off of depressurize as well. There we go. And then this area should also be sealed, right? Yeah. Room pressure is at 51.81%. Interesting. Because it should be pulling oxygen from the base, which is weird. But anyways, yeah. And so once you get past here, like I said, this is the main depressurization area, I guess. So we've got the entrances to the vehicle here, and then we have the captain's quarters, or not the command deck, I suppose, here. Yeah, so this goes all the way. So why doesn't the one over there? That's weird. It's like I'm losing pressure. Now I'm got full. I don't know what's going on here. It's just weird. Right. So let's go and take a look at the outside. Make sure that this sucks everything out. Or maybe it can't because all the oxygen tanks are full. That doesn't make sense though. Let's see, tank. Okay, so this is at 0%. It's going down. That's also at 0%. So why, what? I'm thinking, well, no, it can't be that something isn't connected here. I don't know. And of course we're venting everything out, which is great. Are you still, no, now you're fully pressurized. I don't know, it's just weird. Right, so we have 3 forward thrusters, or reverse thrusters, I should say. So here, here, and there. And then we have 3 forward thrusters, here, here, and here. And then I have the up, down, left, and right kind of rotating around here. So they're all just kind of stuck in there. And that's where all of that is. Right, and then a little bit of viewing area for all the batteries in here. This was originally all glass, and I figured this would be a really good place to put the solar panels. So I did. We have a merge block back here in case we need it. And then down here, we have our connector. And then with the way that these things drill out, I should be able to drill, if I go straight into any kind of a rock or whatever, I should be able to go all the way into about right here, which should give me a decent amount of stone. Okay. Oh, and also I have a camera here so I can see kind of where I'm drilling it. All right, so the next thing that I have to do is figure out where I can put a projector on here, because I do need one. And I wonder if this is sealed under here. Yes, it is. Okay. So I can put a projector right in here, cover it up, I suppose. I don't know which way is forward. I'm assuming it's that way. Maybe. Maybe not. How do you tell which way is forward on here? Okay, so that one is open all the way. That one has 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. No, this one has 4. So maybe it's the 4 that's forward? Then again, it could go this way too, unless that's the top. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. But yeah, so that is in there now. And then I'm going to call this projector jump. I don't know. Jump vehicle, jump porpoise. Should just call it the porpoise. There we go. Okay, so that will be there. And then I need to disconnect this guy. So that way I can make a blueprint. And I think it's Shift B. Yes. Okay. Actually, I have to rename this whole thing. So let's go. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Okay. Info. Porpoise. There we go. Okay, so now if I do Control B, now I have this for the porpoise, and that is in there, which is good. Okay, and then I can go back in here. Oh, I need to turn off all the projectors from building new. Or not projectors, but you know what I mean. These things. Oh, per tam jump ship is what I called it. I mean, it's accurate, I suppose. Build new is off, good. Is build new off on all of these ones? Let's see. Now it is, okay. So now we can go into here, into the projector, and then we will grab the porpoise, porpoise, porpoise. There we go. Multiple grids not supported, only the largest grid will be used. Oh, right, right. Crap. Oh, that's gonna make things difficult. I mean, I suppose it's good that I have this on there. Okay. This is not going to be fun. Okay, so we'll have that in there. And projector, porpoise. And then we're going to have it keep the projection. But of course we have to alter it a little bit. Oh, hey, that's actually correct. The orientation. Okay, so then for the orientation for this thing, the side with 4 is the front and the side with 2 is the top. So then if we set this backwards a bunch, sort of, maybe. No, that's not. Wait, what? Why did the where is this thing moving? Okay. Vertical. No, that makes it move forward. What? Horizontal is the left and right, I think. Okay, so that's moving it forward. Why? I thought that's what this was doing. No, this is like moving it back and forth too. What is up with this? Oh. Okay. Is this upside down? No. Okay. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Fairly certain that's correct. Okay. So now this should be able to repair itself, and I don't have any special blocks or any alloy blocks in here, so that should be fine. But now we need to do something about the batteries. I'm just gonna... Okay. So if we go in here, we're gonna need to get a projector onto here because that's... Oh, wait. No. We're good. We are all the way good. Because the batteries are part of the main grid. Okay, so yeah. Okay, no, we're good. Okay. So the way that I have the batteries in here is they're part of the main ship grid. They're not part of the subgrid that the grinders are on. And since it's only the grinders that are on that subgrid, and I don't have to worry about replacing those, then yeah, so once that grinds everything out, okay, so, oh, but I'm gonna have to, wait, no, okay. We can go in here, battery 31 and 35. Okay, so these ones here. Okay, so these are batteries. Porpoise discharge batteries. Okay. And then all we need to do here is grab our porpoise discharge batteries, put them on here, and toggle discharge on off. And then we'll need to update the button 4, no, number pad 4, there we go. Text and images, and then this is gonna be discharge on/off. Okay. Change the size to 3. Thank you. Oh yeah, and also I need to center them. Center, and I kind of want to go with green, and we'll go with like a slightly darker green. There we go. Because that just, like, it pops, right? I kind of like that. Okay. So then, this one here is going to be our grinders. So this is going to be that. And then we're going to toggle these on off. Okay, so let's see. That's going to be number pad number 1. Text and images. Okay, now this is going to be grinders on/off. Okay. And then that's going to be 0. That's going to be 0. This is going to be 200. That is going to be 3. Center justification. Okay. So we're good to go there. Oh, I had to put in a space. There we go. There we go. That looks a lot better. Okay. And then this one is going to be the welders. On off. That's going to be number pad number 2. Text and images. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that, but I just cracked my back and it felt wonderful. Welders on off. That'll work. And that'll be 3. This will be 0, 0, 200. Center alignment. All right. Okay. So grinders on off, welders on off, discharge on off. So if I put these on discharge right now, which is what I believe that they're doing. Okay. And now I have to work on these guys. So this is going to be A1. No, this is timer block 2. Okay, so this is timer block 1. Okay. Okay, so as soon as this one okay, so then this is going to take our A block of batteries. Bank A. Did I not make a bank B? Okay, so that's going to turn them on to recharge. And then we're going to need a timer block 2. And then this will be a trigger. Or would that be a start? It'd be one of these things. Okay. And then we have a 10-second delay on there. Do we need? I don't think we need a delay. Or a 1-second delay? Sure. Okay, so this is going to turn the recharge on off. Actually, can I make that more specific? And make it just recharge on? I don't know. No, I can only do it recharge on or off. Okay. Okay, so that is that. And then this is going to be... okay, so this is going to wait 60 seconds or a full minute. And then, okay, so then what this is going to do is we're going to take the battery bank A and we're going to hit the recharge on off again. Or we just put it on auto. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So that'll put it onto auto. And then we're going to trigger the second timer block, or the third one, I should say. And we'll just have that as start. Okay. And I want to take all of the battery Bs and make battery bank B. There we go. Okay. And then we go into the third one here. And this one, we are not going to need that. Setup actions. Okay, so then we're going to go into battery bank B. And we're going to put it on recharge. And then we're going to trigger our fourth timer. Just going to go here. So that'll just start the fourth one. Okay. And then we're going to have this one, which is going to delay for a full minute. And then it's going to put battery bank B into auto. And then it's going to trigger timer block 1. And that completes the loop. Okay, so here's how it works. So timer block 1 triggers, turns these all onto recharge, right? A minute later, well, it's going to charge this, it's going to start this one right away, but it's got a 60-second delay, right? So these are going to be on recharge for a full minute, and then this will turn them back onto auto, and then it'll trigger the third one, which is going to be over here. Now, the third one is going to change all of these onto recharge. What is that? Or carrier Ch2? Don't care. Okay, yeah, so it's going to turn the B blocks onto recharge, and it's going to trigger the fourth one. Now, this one is also on a 1 minute delay, so these will be on recharge for a full minute, and then it will turn them onto auto, and then it'll trigger this one again, which is then just going to repeat the process, and it's just going to do the whole thing. So if we have these onto here and we hit start, so these are now on recharge, right? And so this one is on its 60-second timer. So we'll just sit here and wait for a little bit. And we want to make sure that these things get turned on or back onto auto. And so it's actually pulling from these batteries right now. So these are now discharging. And we can see that through here. And it is outputting 8.4 megawatts currently. And you can see that the stored power is slowly draining. Okay, so we should be at about a minute before this one triggers. Soon. .tm. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so then it just turned these back onto auto, and now these ones are on recharge. And you can see that these are recharging, and they're currently getting in 12 megawatts. And you can see they'll be fully recharged in 13 minutes, so 13 cycles. Actually, it's going to be more than 13 cycles, because when these are on recharge, it's probably going to pull from these ones as well. Okay, so then that one triggered right away, and then went over here to this one. I'm going to recharge myself a little bit here. Drink of the day, by the way, is Gatorade. Arctic Blitz again. Because it is delicious. And because I went on a bike ride and I'm kind of tired and sweaty, so. All right. So now you can see that these are on auto, right? So these should be discharging. Yeah, so these are discharging. And if I didn't have these batteries in here, and you can see that they've already got the light off, so they're already discharging. Okay, so these ones went back into auto mode, and now these ones are recharging. And so that is the entire cycle. So it's just going to go here, wait for a minute, 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 so on and so forth. And then up on top of here, we can see we've got an oxygen tank here, and it is filling up very, 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 very slowly. Okay, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 oxygen tanks. We've got 6 hydrogen tanks, just in case we need them, just in case I find like an ice deposit. I can mine it. I do have a couple of O2 H2 generators on board, so whatever gets stored in there, we could also put them into the engine as well, and the engine can store a lot. So if we ever need like emergency power, we've got it. But with this system right here, we should be like completely good. Now, I do want to see where these are at. So these are going to be fully depleted in 4 minutes. All right, so this is kind of doing its thing. We'll give it a little bit when we come back to it. What is this? Or carrier Ch2? Okay, don't care. Yeah, when we come back to it, it should be fully discharged. And I've just been venting everything outside. That's awesome. Oh, right. I need to put programmable blocks on here, like for the door mod, because, you know, reasons. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing. We're basically taking all the power out of those batteries, and we're using it to recharge the other batteries. And then the only thing that we need to build batteries is nickel, iron, and I think some silicon. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, so this is the porpoise. And also, how charged is this guy? This is fully charged. Okay, so this is ready to make a jump if I need to. And what are you doing? Why are you over here? What do you want? What is that? That's 25 kilometers away. Okay, so at this point, I could actually take the ship and actually jump out of here and go to the original space station and then kind of dock this guy there. What is this? What are you doing? Why are you so close? Go away. But yeah, so I could technically end the second chapter, but I wonder if there's anything else that I need to do here. So we've got power, we've got hydrogen, we've got oxygen. So this is good to go to just kind of like be left here. It's got plenty of defenses. It's got plenty of bullets in case anyone tries to attack it. I mean, it's got the wedge over here too. So if it really needs to, it could do that. It's got a nice little mining ship here, or a mining transport ship for the train, which I actually managed to get to work, which is amazing. And we did actually take it and get a bunch of platinum out of it. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to like get started like on a new planet, but at the same time, it's like, am I completely done over here yet? Now, something I could do is I could go to the Pertem moon. So this YouTube world was made before Pertem came in to be. So what I ended up doing is I went really, really, really far away from the other planets, and I put in a Pertem planet and a Pertem moon, right? So I've done the planet. We went there, saw, conquered, whatever, however that saying goes. And how are these batteries doing now? These are why are these recharging? They should be discharging. What? Oh, no. Now it says that they're completely empty. Okay, so this thing is like lying to me or something. Yeah, because they're showing that they're recharged, but they aren't. They are dead. And it shows that all of the batteries... Oh, unless it's because I disconnected and so it's not updating. That's what it is. Okay. So since I disconnected from the space station / hole in a asteroid, I lost access to that programmable block that has the energy stuff, so it just kind of locked it wherever it was. Okay, so these are now fully discharged, so we are going to turn our grinders on, and then it'll grind down the batteries, and then because it's grinding down the batteries, all of the other stuff except for the power cells. Yeah, so it is actually taking out that block there. But that's fine because I'm not actually losing anything. Okay, so then we'll turn these off and we'll turn these back on. So then that's going to build them up all the way except for the power cells. And then we'll just turn those back off. And then what we have to do now is figure out what we have for pieces and parts. So we do have some iron, not a whole lot though. So from here, Where did it get the power cells from? Oh, no. This is getting rebuilt from the station. So it's using the power cells that are on the station. Okay, that makes sense. Which is also why these things weren't doing anything else, because the ship isn't technically connected, so there's nothing for them to pull from. But yeah, so like what you're doing with this whole system here is you're just kind of like recycling, I guess. So you'll take all of the parts except for the power cells, which then break, obviously. And then the only thing you have to make is the power cells, because all of the other parts that you ground off of here are still in the system. So they'll just get recycled around, go through the welders, and then get welded on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and get ourselves some stone. All right, so let's see. So we'll do this. No, I want the dampeners off, if you don't mind. There we go. So I could like just simply mine some of this floating stone. So let's go ahead and do that. It's hard to tell how close I am or how far away I am. I think we're good here. Okay. So then we just go in here. And we get ourselves some stone. And then the basic refineries that we have should start kicking in. Okay, and we'll angle down a little bit. Take out some of this. See if we left anything. Okay, it does not look like it. Okay. So now that that's done, we'll hop out of here. Then I'll just take a look at what we've got in our inventory. Okay, so we did get a decent amount of stone. And you can see this is going into the basic refinery here. And then from here, we need 4 more batteries to be built at 80 power cells per, which is going to be 320 power cells. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's going to require 1,000 iron, 106 silicon, and 210 nickel. And then once these are on here, another thing that I could do, because this is kind of already doing its thing, make sure that that's taking everything out. Good. All right. All right. Nope. We need to go here. And I might as well recharge as long as I'm over here. Okay, we don't have any hydrogen, so I am going to have to get some ice. At least get some hydrogen stored. Okay, so now if we turn the welders on, this should just kind of get built as it goes. And it looks like it did not rebuild that, which is fine. Kind of okay with that. It's still sealed anyways, and we're sealed inside here, so it's all kind of good. But yeah, so like the idea here is like you can like sit here and like relax a little bit, and you can still have like a show going on, right? Because you got like these batteries and are all doing like all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? All right, so how are we doing with our stone? Did I already go through and do it all? No, I still have 6,000 stone left. So yeah, just that little bit of stone that we got, which is like nothing. It's enough to make pretty much all the power cells that we need. So just like a single trip, and we can get a full 125% of a full battery of power back from it. And then as far as how much the refineries use for power, 330 kilowatts. And then this is, it's working, I suppose. Okay. And then we're just kind of seeing how this goes. And then as everything gets built, like all the power cells are just kind of cycling back in here. Yeah. And then I do have a tier 4 assembler on here, which is my biggest assembler. It's kind of huge. And the stuff that it can make is like crazy. Like we can make metal, like the star metal plates. Like that is ridiculous. I don't know what I can do with that, but I'm sure I can do something with it. And then we can also make the tier 5 assembly motors out of here. And that needs platinum, magnesium, titanium. So we're gonna have to start getting some titanium as well. All right, so now we have all of these built, right? And it looks like that one is already discharged all the way. That's fine. Activation failed. Okay, so that's because, yeah, so that's fine. Like these don't have to be on discharge in order for the whole thing to work, because these are gonna be pulling from these batteries over here, and then these ones are going to be pulling from these ones, but they're also going to be pulling from these ones. So they're kind of trading power back and forth, but when you add in additional power, well, now they're trading back and forth with a little bit extra that we can then use. But I do want to keep them on discharge, that way none of the power that we're making actually goes to them. So we'll just set them all on discharge. Probably going to have to just do it manually because I guess that block group no longer exists. So that's kind of sucks a little bit, but that's fine. And then let's take a look at the batteries. Fully depleted in 5 minutes. Okay. But yeah, so that's basically how the system works. You will always have one full bank of batteries active at any time. Along with these ones down here. So a maximum of 15 batteries, but always at least 10 batteries on at all times. So that's more than enough for whatever you need to do. And then if you are careful, and let me see, where are we at? Stored power is, let's see, so if max stored power is 3 megawatts, then we're about 30%. With these batteries, and it's kind of hard to go off of this because they are kind of swapping back and forth. I could put an LED there. Wait, no, I can't, because those lights are using up that space. So I can't do that. Can't put one there either because that's a half block. Yeah, I think pretty much all the space in here is used up except for like this block right here. And I'm not going to put an LED right there. So yeah, so that's kind of how this whole thing works. I mean, as long as you're careful, I mean, you're probably never going to run out of power. And like we actually have a lot of iron left, right? So let's just take a look. So we have an additional 77 power cells here that we can use if we need to. We have another, yeah, this is enough to build a whole other set of power cells. So that's going to be 5, so that's going to be 400. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just kind of have that built in there. And then another thing that I'm doing that's helping out with the power consumption is, let me see if I can find, just give me the assembler, please. Okay. So I have power efficiency modules on all of it. So on top of the efficiency of it being a tier 4, we're also getting additional power efficient, or no, is that how that works? I don't know if that's how that works. I think we get speed with the higher tiers, but all of the power efficiency comes from the power efficiency modules. So if we had 0, it would be 100% power efficient. And then if we had 4, then you had another 400% on top of there. So this uses 4 or 5 times less power than it would normally without any of the modules on here. So that's another thing that I'm doing to try to kind of reduce the amount of power that this is using. And what is this missing? It has nickel, it has silicon, it has iron, it has all the things. Is it full? No, it's not full. Is it not moving the silicon in? Why you no move silicon in? And we need the nickel in there too. I thought I had nickel. Where's the nickel? Okay, so I guess I'm out of nickel. That's not great. But we can always just do a little bit more mining. Take out another one of those floating stones. We should be fine. All right. So which one do we want to take out? There's some small ones. Those would be easy to take out, I suppose. Like that one. So let's go ahead and get that one. Okay, so there's that one. We can probably take out this one. Now, if we had a larger asteroid, all we would do is just kind of bore ourselves kind of into it, I guess. Okay, and I think that was all of that. Yes. Okay. So when we're not moving, we have 8 hours of power, and that's with the refineries running and all that other fun stuff. So I do want to get some ice in here. I don't think I have any left. Okay, let's take a look at what we got going on. Okay, so basic refinery is getting us some silicon. We are still making these power cells, which is good. We have 118. We have 44,000 stone here. Another 56,000 in here. 21,000 in there. So, I mean, we're good on stone. And each of these little cargo things can hold 21,000. So I think we're pretty good. And then I'm going to go and check on those batteries and see if they are discharged yet. Okay, so these are all discharged. So we'll turn the grinders on. Oh no, why is it? It's not supposed to be taking out those blocks. Oh, and the welders are on too, so let's turn those off. Just wasting power doing it that way. There we go. This one is being slow. Okay. All right, so those are all done. So then we turn grinders off, welders on. And then all we have to do is wait for the other power cells to be made. And then we're good to add in another 125% of a battery into our system. And then how are we doing? We're at 1 megawatt of stored power. We're at 815, so that's an average of about 900-ish. And the build and repair system should also be replacing these blocks as well. So as you can see, those are all fixed, but at the same time, we're not losing pressure at all because this is an isolated system. So yeah, I mean, it all just kind of works. And this is giving it a zap for every power cell that's being made, which is great. There's a rust freighter down there. Don't really care too much about that though. All right, so, I mean, this is just kind of how the whole thing works. So it doesn't take much to break all the stone down. So we're using 660 kilowatts with 2 refineries. And actually, now that I think about it, I think we do have higher tiered. Oh no, we don't. We only have the basic refinery. I thought that we had more advanced refineries and all of this tiered stuff. Apparently not. I mean, we have like these refineries, like the big ones, like those are tiered. But like the little ones, like the basic ones, not so much. Okay. So there's all of our batteries back. We can turn the welders back off again. And yeah, so now we've got another full battery and a half that we're putting into the system. And then I think this thing uses up a lot of power. Yeah, but its max stored power is only 3 megawatts, which is the same as a single battery, right? So yeah, so for one full set of these, we can completely recharge that. At least I think that's how it works. And then with all of these batteries all able to put out, what's the max? Max output is 12 megawatts, right? And then this thing can take 32. Yeah, so 3 of these running at full power will recharge this thing at max speed. So I don't know. I think it's a good system. It works. I've used it before. If you went back to chapter 1, my base on the planet there pretty much used a large building with a rotating set of these. And I think it was like something like 20 batteries. So it would build, I don't know, like just go back and watch it. It's too hard to explain. But yeah. And this is just how it works. Okay, how are we doing? So we're at 800 over here. We are at 1.07 over here. So I think we're slowly building up power, I believe. Even with the refineries running, and they should be stopping soon, I think. Depends on how much stone I have left. We'll just break those down as well real quick. Okay, so we got 4.6K here. Might as well throw this in there too. 8.19 there, 3.62, 32.9. So yeah, I think we're good on stone for a while. We've got like over 50,000. I think nickel is going to be kind of like the deciding factor on what we need versus what we don't need. So it might be good to find a nickel deposit and just kind of stock up on some nickel. Might be a good idea. But yeah, I mean, so that's what it is. That's how it's set up. That's how it works. And I did like an entire episode just on this. This is kind of crazy. But yeah, so it's a simple enough system, and I think it works well. Oh, whoops. That button I can just get rid of, I think. Oh, I want these things. Just put them in a discharge mode. Okay. Just to make sure that they're not taking any charge, I just want them to just do straight discharge. But yeah, it's kind of how it is. So with 2 refineries running, we're kind of maintaining power, moving a little bit kind of above, I guess, what we had before. So as soon as those refineries stop, then we're going to be getting in an extra 600 something kilowatt hours per minute, I think. And yeah, I think it'll be nice. I think it'll work. Emergency power if I need it. And then these things are just swapping power back and forth. So, and these are set on recharge, right? Yeah, okay. But yeah, and then this is still kind of doing its whole thing. So that system works. I am going to have to find some ice so I can get some hydrogen in here so I can refill my jetpack. So I know that I've got some ice kind of close. The one thing that I don't have on here, though, is food. So that might be something that I have to think about eventually. All right. So we're going to move this way. And I think there was an ice patch over here somewhere. Wait, what is that? I think, is that ice right there? That might be ice right there. Another thing that I don't have on here is an ore detector, which would probably be useful. So maybe I'll throw one of those on here real quick. I mean, I've got the room for it. So I can just stick it like right in here. So I think that's what I'll do. And then ore detector. I could do a tier 3 one. Give it a try, see what it looks like. And then I will go closer to the base so I can get some of the goodies from there. And by goodies, I mean get within range of the build and repair units. But yeah, and we got a beacon on here too. Okay, good. So that is building that. Good. All right. So it is moving very, very slowly. I am trying to conserve a little bit of power, as long as I can, I suppose. But this thing is not meant to move fast, like on its own. It is meant to just have the jump drive on here, and it's basically just a jump ship. That's all it's for. It's got the minimum that it needs to recharge itself in case it gets stranded somewhere and it can't recharge the jump drive. So long as I can get somewhere where there's stone, I can recharge this thing. So that's kind of how this whole thing is going. What do we need? We need tier 3 detector components. Okay. Let's see, tier 3 detector components, and we needed 26. So build a bunch of those. I should have all the pieces and parts I needed for it, so I'm not too worried. Yeah. And then that should get built rather quickly. There we go. And then, oh, this is using 2 kilowatts. Yikes. Range is 102. I can actually increase this? Really? How far can this go? 205 meters. Wow. Okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, so now we can go in here through the K menu and see what it's actually using for power. So it's probably using a decent amount. Or just 2, just max of 2. Okay. And it doesn't change. So regardless of the distance, it looks like it's, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so we have ice in there, we have iron up there. All right. And I'm not too worried about the ice that's inside of there. I want to keep that for this station as an emergency backup. But I do know that I've got some ice up there, so I'm probably going to see if I can stick my snout in there, and we'll see how that goes. So I know that we have ice over here. So like I said, acceleration is very, very slow, but I'm kind of okay with it. It's not meant to be a fast-moving ship, it's meant to be a jump ship. And we are over an hour. All right, and then I'm going to turn my snoot over into here. And then we'll see if we can get some sort of ice in here. Failed to save, running out of memory, or problems when writing files. Really? That's weird. I've never had that error before. Another thing that I need is some light. I think that would be useful. And I just need to get a little bit of ice so we can get a little bit of hydrogen. Of course, I'm probably going to be getting a lot of stone out of here as well. There we go. So now we're getting ice. White smoke, by the way, is ice. The gray or brown smoke is stone. What do we have? A flipping driller? What is a flipping driller? So yeah, that's me sticking my snoot in there, getting some goodies. And we'll back out. So like I said, we don't need a lot of ice here, just a little bit. All right. And now, 3 hours of this stuff left, and that is because we've got the O2 and H2 generators doing their thing now. So let's see. So we have, wow, we got a lot of ice out of that. 14,000. 17,000, 18,000, about 25,000, roughly. That's not bad. Okay. So then, if we look at our tanks, we should be getting, or not. Okay, so oxygen is filling up. That's good, I suppose. We aren't getting anything in the hydrogen, so hang on. We're going to turn these off for just a second. I just wanted to check something real quick. Okay, so we do pressurize a lot easier now, which is good. I thought all of these connected over on that side. So I'm gonna have to check that real quick. I don't know the easiest way to do that though. Okay. So that is the assembler right there, which means that under here should be, okay, so that is hydrogen there and hydrogen there. Okay, so are they not connected in here? Because that would be bad. Okay, so that's still the jump drive. Ooh, whoops. Okay. All right, so the hydrogen tanks aren't actually connected to this system. So that's something I'm gonna have to look into, but we are at 1 hour and 6 minutes, so I will get that fixed for the next episode. And then, I don't know, I think we'll just jump to the space station and then start the next chapter. So that'll be in the next episode. We can do a quick tour of the Chapter 1 space station, kind of show you what I was doing out there. And yeah, we'll go from there, I guess. So I gotta fix this, which is gonna be interesting. I have no idea how I want to do that, actually. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this wasn't too boring of an episode. It was mostly me explaining how the battery system works. Hopefully that's something you guys will appreciate. If not, sorry. But yeah. See you guys next time. Have a good one.